red and yellow, black and white.
We are precious in his sight,
Yet we have lost our eyes.
And are at war with ourselves.
at war with these lies.
Lies that say black always means danger.
Lies that say white always means hope.
The Bible says the tongue is an unruly evil full of deadly poison.
So before we speak, we must drown out the noises.
And think about our choices.
What part are you called to do?
Remember what Jesus said in the book of Luke?
To have eternity, we must love God with all our heart.
And to love your neighbor as yourself.
Regardless of their status or wealth.
At what cost do we become insensitive to those whose lives are being lost?
Some are sick of hearing about it.
Some are sick of living it.
Some may not relate.
But in our brokenness, we can separate the space.
Jesus taught to love, not to hate.
To embrace, not to erase.
To recognize our own ignorance and proceed to educate.
Think about the bonds with each other that we could create.
He taught that we are sisters and brothers.
United under a greater mentality.
So that everyone feels pain when anyone falls victim to another fatality.
That we may not judge those who look or act different than the usual.
A mutual respect that every life is beautiful.
It's time we come together.
The people, united, have a voice.
The people united will never be divided.
The people should matter.
And the people should be the priority.
No more preconceived misconceptions.
We are made in the image of God.
Every person carries God's reflection.
That is the message.
Stop building up resistance.
We are imperfect.
Who are we to cast the first stone to anyone who seems different?
But rather, being a stone catcher should be the blueprint.
So answer the call.
When a brother needs your hand.
And in return, they'll be there when you fall.
To help you up and see you through. Remember the Good Samaritan in Luke.
Will you walk past the man who was beaten in the streets?
Robbed of his clothes and left to bleed?
Will you be the Pharisee too proud to answer a hurting man's plea?
Or will you be the Good Samaritan?
That without hesitation or judgment got on his hands and his knees.
And saved a man from becoming deceased.
It's your choice.
To stand up.
It's our choice.
To be heard.
It's my choice.
To change.
And I choose to love unconditionally.
Regardless of how you look, or regardless of your past.
Jesus himself walked off the beaten path.
So many stories of Jesus we could tell. You'll find one in John 4, the woman at the well.
This story isn't one about different skin color.
Jesus was a Jew, wanting to heal a wounded Samaritan daughter.
Because even though she wasn't like him,
She still needed living water.
In Luke 22, instead of condemning a man's sin,
Christ healed the soldier that apprehended him.
Even if their hurt hurts us.
We must love all God's children.
Even if what is right is actually wrong.
Because we don't trade an eye for an eye.
We turn the other cheek.
Religious leaders told him he was wrong for healing.
He didn't care because he was there for the people.
He was there for their needs.
So my friends, listen to me.
We are called to walk as Jesus did.
Amongst the crippled,
The poor,
The diseased.
the masses,
The widows.
The orphans.
and everything in between.
Do not turn a blind eye because it's convenient.
Instead, educate yourselves.
Educate others.
and most of all, look out for one another.
Maybe it's just me, but I think what this world needs is to remember 4 simple letters.
W.
W.
J.
D.